I have a serious message for you. This is something that is so important. I need everybody to pay attention. I need you to stop everything you're doing because this is the moment where you get to take action and help your brother, help the world, and change a life. I'm sitting here now with someone who is a strong survivor of our recent hurricanes that impacted the Bahamas. This is a time for you to listen, pay attention, and take action. Pastor,
Yes.
tell everybody your story and introduce yourself, first of all.
I'm Pastor Samuel Cornish. I'm actually from the island Abaco in the Bahamas that have been devastated by the storm. And being introduced to these wonderful ladies all around me who want to help in trying to rebuild our island, we have come up with a plan in order for us to do that. Along with Miss Glenda here, who's a part of Meg Enterprises. She heads that industry. And so we have partnered together, all of us, in order to build the island of Abaco back. And so we're asking for your help. We're asking for your assistance in any major way that you can do so. People have reached out to me and asked, how can we help? How can we assist? Well, people have been given water and food and clothing, and we thank them for all that they have done. But right now, what is our major concern is getting a roof over the heads of the people who have been devastated by the storm.
Let's stop right there. Let's tell your story about how you wound up here.
Oh my God. I was actually in the storm, my wife and I, and my 29-year-old son. We were in the middle of the storm. The storm came 200 miles an hour breeze that destroyed our home. We were in a two-story home. At the same time, we had a tornado in the middle of our home. At the same time, the hurricane sucked the front doors off of our home and 7 feet of water came into our home. We didn't know how we were going to survive. I could remember my son holding the hand of his mother and said, we're not going to die like this. And she's shouting to me and she's saying, Samuel, what's the plan? What's the plan? Well, at that time, I really didn't have any plan because the hurricane had tore our whole house up. Thank God the eye of the storm came. We were able to get out, but we had to swim. We had to climb over trees for almost 2 miles in order for us to get out. When we actually get to the house that was within 2 miles of us, we got to that house and the gentleman told us to come inside. The second part of that hurricane came. We were in the house, we were laughing, we were talking, but then it became serious, and the same exact thing happened. The storm tore the roof off of that house, sucked the front doors off of the house. We had to stand in a corner for 17 hours in order for us to survive. That's how we survived the storm, because if we had come out of that corner, we would have been sucked away by the hurricane. That's how we survived the storm.
It's a miracle that you're even here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And so we're talking about massive devastation. So we've heard 53 people die.
No, we had actually over 3,000 people that are missing, that we don't know where they are, and we assume and we know that they're dead. Because no one has found them as a month later, and we're still recovering bodies up to this time. People are still finding bodies. 85% of the people evacuated the island. And the reason they evacuated is because roofs are off. The houses are not livable. So people evacuated, they came out. There is no food. There is no water. There's no electricity. They're saying it's going to be over a year before electricity is restored. Water is contaminated. And so these people really need assistance in some way in order to get their lives back together. But the island is totally devastated. There is no food stores. There is no fueling station. There are no hotels. There are no lumber department. Everything is actually gone. It's like somebody took a bomb and dropped it in the middle of the island and blow the whole island up. And I'm not just exaggerating. I'm not being over the top. It's exactly what everybody described the hurricane as.
You're talking about mass devastation, which I wouldn't say is as bad as Hurricane Katrina. It's worse because you're talking about people in the middle of the ocean where the ocean engulfed the entire island.
20 feet surge.
20-foot surge.
20 feet.
We did have sharks
Yes.
coming into the homes.
Yes.
Water moccasins, everything is in the ocean now coming into the home. This is not about race. It's not about politics. This is a humanity call. If you're out there and you're human, and you're understanding how devastating this is. Imagine this being your home. We've raised money for all sorts of things around the world, and you've seen it happen because people like you actually took the opportunity to do something. Now is the time to take action. Brenda, tell us about some of the initiatives you're working on, or you know, what you want to get people involved with in order to make something move now.
Well, the initiative that we're working on now is compiling enough people or companies to come together to donate building supplies. We want to meet the Bahamians at their greatest needs. Yes, they have food, they have water, they have clothes, but just as Bishop Samuel said, 85% of the people are gone. So to keep sending over water and food and clothes, there's only 15% of the people that's left there, and majority of them are not getting the water or whatever that's going over anyway. So the main thing now is putting people back in their homes, and we're not asking you to have sympathy. This is a clarion call. We're asking you to have empathy, because imagine if that was your loved one that you could not find, or your son was separated from you, or your mother is separated from you. Just put yourself in that position. So our initiative is to raise enough funds, or if you don't want to put in the funds, at least purchase the plywoods, the generators, the tarps, whatever that's needed to get the families back in their homes. That will give anyone a peace of mind, just knowing that they can, return to their family, they can reunite again. That's what we're looking to do. And if you are willing to donate anything, or if you want to pay for the plywood yourself, which is maybe $20 a sheet, that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for a humongous amount of money. Nothing is too small, no donation is too large. So we're asking that you at least email megent2011@gmail.com. That's MEGENT2011@gmail.com.
Do anything. So you don't have money, or you don't have the plywood. You may know some people. You may be able to make some phone calls. You can take action. Somebody can help. I turned on the camera. We're all standing here literally to tell this story to you so that you can do something. We've seen this happen to Haiti. We've seen it happen to Puerto Rico. We watched it happen right here in Louisiana. We don't want to see our sisters and brothers suffering. If you understand where I'm coming from, do something. Don't just sit there. Don't wait. Act now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once it was safe to go outside, our team surveyed the damage.
The devastation here is breathtaking. You can see that building behind me. It has collapsed, and look at this yacht on the ground resting up against this condo.
Cars littered across the island, homes reduced to piles of rubble. The Red Cross estimates that more than 13,000 houses have been damaged or destroyed. That is the equivalent of about 45% of all dwellings on Abaco and Grand Bahama.
I'm coming.
Tim Allen, a Bahamian journalist, had to flee his home. He and his daughter waded through chest-high water to seek safer ground. This is what the Grand Bahama airport looked like just a few days ago, and this is what it looks like now. Flying over the island, we surveyed the devastation. In the town of Marsh Harbor, we're with authorities as they go through these destroyed homes, looking for both survivors and those lost to Mother Nature. We head to a hospital that has turned into a makeshift shelter.
This is the clinic where a lot of the injured have been treated, but also there's a lot of family members and just people here just occupying the hallways. Every hallway is full.
They have already treated more than 150 people, and they don't know how much longer they can continue to operate. Government officials say there are areas first responders cannot reach. The U.S. Coast Guard has been dispatched to rescue.